Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my first game with Guardian in Guild Wars 2. I really enjoy this class to play. I started it just after the release and it's a blast to play. I wanted to save one class to play after the release fresh without any knowledge from the betas. And the guard is surprisingly fun. It has massive amount of damage, but in PvP it lacks slows, CCs and swiftness buffs, so if people want to run away from you, they can outrun you or kite you around in circles when your teleport spells are off cooldown. But overall has massive damage and it's pretty fun to play. This was my first game, so you see a lot of me making mistakes and using wrong case in wrong time, but the practice makes us perfect, right? Now I tried to capture the mid, but sadly I was only one going for the mid and there were 5 red guys, so they basically destroyed me. There will be no sound in this game, sadly. The recording was pretty bugged, but I didn't figure out what bugged it till now, but I know the reason, so it should be fixed in the future. Basically the rotation should be to jump, to teleport on them, then use the concentration, then activate the flame to continue burning them and auto attack them. If they are trying to get the distance, use a sword, jump on them again. Quite simple to play, and virtues you use when they aren't burning, to burn them for 5 seconds or to heal yourself. The third virtue I didn't like much, that gives you to block one attack. It has huge cooldown, like 19 seconds or something like that, which I think is pretty much useless. If it is on passive, it gives you like every 45 seconds a free block. So I just keep it on passive and rarely used it. The first virtue is the burn, the second is the heal, and the third is block. The first two are useful, but the third one isn't. For the offset I use scepter and shield. For those people that like to run around too much, just switch to the scepter. I don't know in the beta, but if I remember correctly, scepter was around 600 rage or something like that, so people complained a bit on the forum since the stuff is as well 600 range, and they updated the range of the scepter quite much, as now the scepter is 120 1.2k range, so max range for the ranged weapon, and it's quite nice reach it got. The second spell for the scepter isn't quite useful, very small AoE field makes damage, but the third one is the immobilization for 2 seconds, which is quite useful. And for the off here and there I use the shield to gain you protection, a good AoE damage, and bubble that pushes people around. Quite nice. Still I'm not used to Guardian's ultimate spell, but in time I figured out how to use it best. Have yet to try the offensive tome, but we'll try it in the future games. Now this warrior is quite nasty. He got quite decent damage, but he got pretty unlucky in his team. We always found him solo, so he always died. But at least he's persistent, going in the vengeance and stuff like that. Quite nice to see such players. Now I will just leave him to die. As you can see on the score, we are leading by 70 points, but we don't have a single base. This can change pretty much at any time if the teams are balanced, so Give Us 2 never is over until the one team arrives at 450. It all can change. In my first games I didn't know that with Tom out we can move around. Only time when you are locked in place is when you use that ultimate heal that heals the full everyone around you. It got like 5 seconds casting time, so it's quite tricky to use. You have to aim carefully to predict what damage the opponent can make and what CCs they got, so you heal in time before you die. For that bubble spell that I use as my last utility spell, I don't like it. It has very long casting time, so I replaced it with sword later and pretty long cooldown. It got 120 seconds cooldown, which I don't find quite useful in my games since I like to play aggressively, so I replaced it with Sword of Justice to have always a more offensive spec. The down abilities for the Guardian are quite useful, as you can see. Only when you get stoned by 2 or 3 guys you can't survive it, but 1-on-1 it's quite nice. You got one AoE push back and knock down as well, which is quite good spell, and one heal that gets you extra fast if no one wants to target you. So I'm pretty happy with down abilities on Guardian as well. And quite surprisingly, not many people like to play Guardians. I don't know why. In beta it was pretty popular, but after the release I saw very few people. As you can see in this game, I'm only one playing the guard. They got quite good damage and pretty fun to play. Really don't know why the people don't like them. Tried some tested dummies, the great sword and the two-handed hammer, and it's fun as well, so they have a lot of options and I don't understand why. The great sword guide I plan to play these days, so we'll see some games from there as well. It looks like a very fun weapon. All the spells are useful, so we'll see. This game is almost over, as you can see. We only need 50 points to win, so we should win shortly. Lol, that warrior again, solo versus us. He's a good player, but just was unlucky in this game. In the first 2 days of the head start, there was quite a bit lag in PvP, as you can see. I hope they will fix it soon, because most time PvP isn't playable yet. But that is for this fight, only 10 points we need to win, so have a nice day my friends, and see you next time.